So friends, in this chapter, we will see the events. You must be already familiar with the DOM events in JavaScript. So what all are the common events you see in JavaScript? So you see generally single click, then double click, and then mouse enter, and then mouse move. Okay, so how you configure in Svelte? Simple, you have to use the on, colon, and click. We have already seen this in previous examples. So let's see some example here, how we can configure those and what we'll configure two modifiers, and we'll see one example of mouse move, and we'll get the coordinates on the screen. So let's see this in action. So here, what I'll do is I'll create one folder here. I'll create one component. I'll say evt track dot svelte. We are in the events, so we'll say evt prac dot svelte. Okay, so oh sorry, I have created here, so I have to create in the lib folder. So I have wrongly created there, so this is not available here. So I will simply say import evt prac from. I will close this. See, you will see such kind of errors on the console of what I've already shown you when you say npm run dev. So if you see errors like this, so also you will see these errors in the browser also. Okay, if something is wrong. So here we'll come back. We'll say lib, and we'll use this file, and we'll comment this whatever is there, and we'll use this ev. We'll use what is there. I'm doing it wrong file or what? Okay, it's the right file. Okay, so here I will say ev okay, so I will use this component now. What we'll do here is we'll create script, and inside script what we'll create, I will create one button, and I will show you some on click. We already know this, equal to set click set button. Okay, now here I will say let count equal to 0 and function set btn, and I will say count of plus plus. I'll use this count here. Okay, so you will see this now a button. Okay, I'll increase the font here so that you can see properly. Okay, so this is what is on click. We have already used many times. Now let's see double click. If I'm clicking single, it is incrementing. Now for dbl double click one, I have to double click to get the increment. See this, and mouse enter. So you have to write mouse enter. Okay, now if I enter here, this will increase. Once again, now increase. Once again, now increase. So this is the kind of event like that you have to set up here in Svelte. Now we'll see the example of mouse movement of the mouse, and we'll get the coordinates on the screen. Okay, so let's see this. So for that, what I'll do, I'll comment this, and I will create one object so that that object will hold the values of mouse. So I will say let my mouse is equal to, I will create one object and I will say x coordinate of 0 comma y coordinate of 0. So I have got this object now, and I will create one DOM. Let's say I will create one div element here. So and on that div we will see how we can get the mouse movement. So inside here I will say h1 mouse movement. Okay, and I will style this so that you will also see this properly. Style, I will say background, I will say div background, sorry, background color of red. Okay, so you will see this. I will reduce the size now. I will say 150. Okay, you can see this. Now what I will do is I will when I'm on the red part, I can see the mouse coordinates. Where are my mouse? So generally when you do mouse movement, so one event is generated. So let's see this in action. So what I will say here, on mouse move. Okay, and I will create one function. I will say handle mouse. Okay, now on top I'll come here and I'll create one function. I will create one function and I will say handle mouse, and here I will see the event. I will take the event and see the console of it first, so that you will get the idea like where are the coordinates. My console comma event. So in the event you will have bunch of properties here. So we'll see, like we'll inspect that event here and we'll see where exactly from which property I will get. So if you see this client, if I move this, you will see this is moving. Now this, whenever I am moving, you will see this, so many movement is happening. So this client x and client y property will tell you the x and y coordinates of the mouse. See, if I am moving here, you will see this x and y are changing. So let's take this properties and store in this object whatever x and y is there currently. I will simply take those values and put it here. So what I will do is I will say m dot x equal to, this is simple JavaScript, event dot client. How is my client? Is it capital or small? So let me just check it here. I think it's capital. Okay, yeah. Client, you can see from here also, this is the capital X. Okay, you can see this client X. Okay, and m dot y is equal to what? Event dot client of y. Okay, now I got this object filled with this x and y coordinate of the mouse. So how I will print this on this? So I will use this I will print this object here. So I will say mouse movement x is what? M dot x. So if I see this, see, you are getting the x value now, and y is, you are getting now y value. So y dot m dot y. Okay, so this way you are getting x and y coordinate in the red portion, because my event is on this div. Okay, outside it won't work, because this div, I have this event mouse move. Whenever mouse move, just what will happen, this event is generated whenever you move the mouse, and from that you are taking the coordinate x and y, and you are storing this into this object, and you are printing this object over here. So this is a simple example of mouse move event I have shown you. Okay, so we have seen double click, single click, mouse enter, mouse move. So all these are common examples you always use. Now sometimes you need to use the modifiers as well. So modifiers, for example, prevent, default, once, and all these are modifiers. So let's say, for example, I will take this I will uncomment this, the last example what we used here, and I will show you how okay, now if I am clicking here, what is happening is, sorry, I think I am on double click. I am on mouse hunter, so I will have to say click. Okay, now what will happen if I click this? I am getting the normal behavior. Now what I want this click behavior to be only once. Sometimes what happens is user is having too many alerts. So how you can do this? By using the modifier. Okay, now what will happen? See, only one time it is getting clicked. So if you have any alert message inside this, it will come only once. So this is the example of modifier once. And one more example, we'll see the prevent default. Let's say I have an input box, input type of checkbox. Okay, now I have a checkbox. When I click this, the default behavior is I should get this right mark. Okay, and now I want to prevent this default behavior. So how I can do this? Let's say on click, I will say stop default. So I will write the function on top. I'll say function stop default, and I will say take the event, and I will say prevent default. Okay, now what will happen is, if I click this, see, nothing is coming up over here. So this is the way I have prevented the default behavior of input box. If I remove this, you will get the same effect what you get in the checkbox. So this is, guys, how you can modify the modifiers using Svelte, and all these click events by using Svelte. So it is very much similar like what you do in JavaScript, only you have to use on and then click. It's very much similar. There are so many events like drag, drop, so many are there. You can just check out and play around. So I think this is much for this video. So I think hope you like this video. So please share this video with your friends and subscribe the channel. Thanks for watching this. See you in the next video.